Alright, I've done the math for all the teams, and it looks like my predictions of the standings for Phase 1 ends up being Kings, Warriors, Ferrymen, Dragons, Leviathans, Ravens, Hounds, Gladiators. Uh, the scores are pretty close. Like, I think these top three teams will realistically be super close. The Dragons, I think, will be fourth, like right behind them, honestly. I think the Leviathans are a question mark because adapting Fine OK coming into this team could revitalize them and their carries could go way up, like in terms of play. But Shinto will be playing on ping, so kind of iffy for me. The Ravens, I do think, will be middle of the pack, but I feel like they will be towards the top half of the pack. Um, because I feel like despite these bottom four ADCs being in the bottom four, I think they're all really close currently. And I think Herwind could be a lot better than what we think. So I think I could see the Ravens in the top half. Hounds and Gladiators, I feel like they both have a lot of potential. We just gotta like see them prove it, and I feel like it's fair to rank them low currently. I think they could all move way up. Quig specifically, like people probably don't even consider him this low now, but I feel like I want to see more of him in the SPL before then. Um, Now I'm gonna do my predictions for the week 1 matches. So Friday or tomorrow when this comes out, we got Leviathans versus Ravens, and I think they're all best of threes. So I'm gonna try and do the set scores. I'm gonna have the Leviathans versus the Ravens. Let's see. So I have them pretty close in the standings. Shinto on ping, adapting fine okay coming into this team. I think the Leviathans will 2-1 this. That's my prediction. And I am also a big Leviathans fan, so I could be biased. Um, Kings versus Dragons. So I feel like this is going to be like the first real test the Dragons have. Obviously, it's their first game, but I don't think them making finals at the kickoff LAN like really says a ton because I don't think everyone was trying their hardest at the kickoff LAN. So this is going to be like the first real game to test them. I'd like to say they keep it close, but I think the Kings will 2-0. Going into Saturday, we have the Ferrymen versus the Gladiators. Um, the Gladiators could surprise. If Scary D pops off, Scary D pops off. I think he could be the hard carry of this team. Kierme could set him up really well. And then their back line, like just being solid. Like I could see Snoopy just being really like. I feel like his veterancy is gonna help them. Obviously Scary D is also a veteran, but I feel like he's more of the hard carry role of this team. But I do think the Ferryman will 2-0. Hounds versus Ravens. So this will be Ravens' second match of the week. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a 2-1 to the Ravens. I just think the Hounds are gonna be too green to the league to win against a team with like this many like names and veterans. Like they just know how to win. I feel like this team will grow a lot. Like Benny has a year of experience now. Coast has been SPL ready according to a lot of pros. Um, Ducky's played a lot of SPL. I think Oath and Quig are like the big question marks of this team, and they could rise the ranks quick. It really depends on how well they do. But I think it's going to be 2-1 to the Ravens. And then the Oni Warrior versus the Leviathans. I think it really depends on the meta because if it is a damage meta and solo still, based on the patch that like just came out, I think the pros are playing on the newest patch. If tanks are back, I could see this game being a lot closer, and the macro of the Leviathans could win out. But I'm gonna say that the Warriors probably 2-1 this. if there are tanks back in solo, just like I feel like they just can't win with Shinto and Ping really. It really depends on how bad the ping is and how like well the team meshes, but I feel like given their performance at the kickoff LAN, the Warriors will 2-1 this. And if it's damage solos, I feel like they might just 2-0 this. Um, and then Sunday, we have the Warriors versus the Hounds. Going back over here, let's see. I have the Warriors versus the Hounds. I think the Warriors just 2-0. I keep thinking of the only Warriors as Nika and the boys, but it is not. So that's why I was questioning it for a second. But yeah, I think this will be a 2-0 Warriors. I just think their personalities and their star players will just dominate this match. Kings versus Ferrymen. This is my match of the week, in my opinion. Uh, I think the Ferrymen were not trying at the kickoff LAN, and I think the Kings were like they weren't not trying, but they were kind of just coasting. I think these two teams will probably be the top two in the league. I know my rankings show the Warriors above the Ferrymen, but it's very close. And I think the Ferrymen will probably end up being first or second, and the Kings will be the other one. And I think the Warriors will slowly fall off during the spring split. Uh, so I think it'll be 2-1, and I'm gonna go Ferryman because I think the Kings, coming off a Worlds win, won't be super pressed to win the spring split. They'll probably just stay towards the top of the pack and be okay with that. And then the Jade Dragons versus the Gilded Gladiators. I have the Dragons 2-0ing. I think this new roster is gonna feel really nice against the lower end teams. Like I think they will be just middle of the pack. They're gonna have close games against the top teams, maybe eke out a win here or there. I don't see them being a top team, but I do think they will just beat the teams below them. So I think this is gonna be 2-0 in the Dragons, and I don't think it'll be close.